This video is brought to you by Moomoo. If you complete a net deposit of $100 on their platform, you will be receiving a free share of Lucid Motors. You can also get up to $12,500 in free stock as long as you deposit 1 penny on their platform as well. So you can check it out using the links below in the description or pinned comment section. But with that being said, let's get right into today's video. What's going on, everyone? Hootmoney here with another video for you guys today. Today we are going to be talking about Cerna Incorporated, or CEAD. I made a video on it yesterday, but I did want to provide an update today because the clock is ticking. We've got short exempts due tomorrow, so I thought it would be an appropriate time to make the video update. Anyways, if you guys wanted to join Hootmoney Trade Alerts, it's that first link in the description. Today, I just want to ask Hootmoney Trade Alert members to leave a comment down below. I want to start associating your YouTube usernames with Hootmoney Trade Alerts, just so I know I got a mental image of that. But with all that being said, drop a like and let's get right into today's updates. So, Cerna Incorporated, this is a company that makes agricultural machinery, specifically for the cannabis industry. As you guys can see, they have cannabis HVAC systems, cannabis construction, etc. They have a very nice balance sheet, and they also just had some news of increasing revenues in the future. So as you guys can see, as of March 31st, 2022, or Q1, they had $22 million worth of cash on their balance sheet. The company is trading for $11.37 million currently, so they are trading under the cash value on hand. And if we look at their total equities value, which is essentially the total value of their assets minus liabilities, they're at $18.75 million. This is still above their market cap of $11.37 million. They also don't have any phony assets such as goodwill or intangible assets. They have some, but it's only $631,000 there, $2,000 for intangible assets. It's not a huge deal. They're still trading well below tangible book value, which is essentially the liquidation value of the company. I did some math. If you liquidated all the assets of this company and you distributed the proceeds to shareholders, the shareholders would receive $2.41 per share from the company. So it's a pretty significant portion. I mean, this share price is fundamentally undervalued. They also recently had warrants that they priced at $5 per share. This was on June 10th when they filed their S1. So they recently agreed with an investment bank that their stock price is worth $5 per share, or will end up being $5 per share in the future, or else there's no reason for them to agree to those warrants, right? So they've got $5 per share as the exercise price on the February 22 warrants. They added a bit more here on the June S1. We're not seeing that yet on dilution tracker, but they are priced there at $5 per share, and then they also have it at $9.45 per share. But like I said, they're not really in a huge need for cash right now, so they're not going to do any crazy dilutive activity because, again, they have $22 million worth of cash on their balance sheet, which is probably why they are pricing this pretty high. I mean, the value of this company is probably a lot higher than what the share price is stating right now. And as you guys can see, there was a crazy volume spike on 6/21. If we actually scroll out, the company has never seen this much volume in its life cycle. There's never been a single day with that much volume, and you can really see it here on the weekly chart. Just look at on balance volume right here. It was just absolutely ridiculous. They had 75 million volume in a single day. I'm going to confirm that for you guys right here. Yeah, 75 million in total volume in a single day. And with that came a ton of these short exemptions. So we're going to scroll down here on Fintel, and you can see 976,000 short exemptions, and these are going to have to be covered by tomorrow. So 6/29, these exemptions will have to be covered. And the stock completed a full almost 100% Fibonacci retracement back to the demand zone, right? So that's where it was originally alerted in Hootmoney trade alerts. And as you guys can see right here, the free float of the company is only 7.23 million. So if we do 0.975 and divide it by 7.23, which is the free float, that's basically the short exemptions that are due tomorrow over the free float, that's about 13.5% of the entire float is due tomorrow. They have to be bought back tomorrow. What is a short exemption? I always forget to touch on this because short exemptions are definitely something that's a bit confusing. A short exemption is basically a short sale that is exempt from the uptick rule. The uptick rule is regulation that prevents pretty aggressive, unnecessary short selling into a stock, including naked shorting and all of that jazz. And a short exemption doesn't actually follow the rules. They don't actually have to borrow that stock immediately to go short on the stock. So it's essentially a naked short. And because of that, it has more strict rules for when it actually has to be covered, and it has to be covered within T+6 of the trading date. So if we actually scroll up here, you can see that there's been 1, 2, 3, 4. Today is 5, and then tomorrow, which is 6/29 or June 29th on Wednesday, it will be 6 trading days, and these 975,000 short exemptions will be due. The standalone short interest data is also very peculiar because if we zoom in here, you can see that short interest has more or less been skyrocketing over this past week. And again, like I mentioned, we are currently sitting at an all-time low for this company, right? They haven't even been diluting. You can see that their shares outstanding has been the exact same all of 2022 right there. So there's no real reason for there to be this much short interest added to the stock right now after they give bullish news, right? Why would that make sense? I mean, the company just released news for a letter of intent to potentially $10 million worth of revenue, and you're telling me that is the catalyst that caused a spike up in short interest over the past week? We also looked at their balance sheet, and again, they have $18.75 million worth of tangible assets. This doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, and there was 75 million worth of volume in this stock. So this is just a super highly manipulated ticker because it was clearly exploding and someone had to do something. So the market maker pulled the rug, short exempted, essentially naked shorted 14% of the free float on June 21st, while also probably doing high frequency trading and other algorithmic trading to get people to sell their shares, right? If we just look at what happened, we got the market maker slam dunk. I mean, there was almost a 100% retracement. It got almost to this 100% fib level off of the sell-off. And again, this is because the stock price went up on bullish news, but it got that market maker slam dunk with those short exemptions, with those manipulations, continue to be manipulated the following few days on high volume, and now leading up to that short exemption due date, there is an increase in the share price. So you can see right here from June 22nd to June 23rd, short interest actually shot up on this stock. Now the stock price was trading at a high of about $1.32 that day. So if these borrowed shares were actually shorted, as the short interest percentage of free float suggests on Ortex as of that day, they wouldn't be higher than $1.31 per share. They wouldn't be any higher than this lower fib level right here, the 78.6% fib level that you're seeing. Well, today we actually used that as a bouncing point. It got down to that level in pre-market, and clearly it was used as a support level. It was used as a resistance level yesterday. Now it's being used as a support level, and the next fib level to watch here would be at $1.59. I mean, just look at this monthly on balance volume. It's absolutely insane. I mean, what has been actually going on in this stock in 2022? And what just upsets me is that this company's done absolutely nothing wrong. They've had a few slow quarters in terms of revenue growth. They haven't haven't been doing too well in that department, but they just secured that letter of intent to $10 million worth of revenues. They have an amazing balance sheet. The stock is at an all-time low. Why is short interest accumulating right now? I mean, this is a situation where it just doesn't make sense. And it pisses me off for that reason, because I have a background in fundamental analysis. I mean, I went to school for like 3 years studying finance each and every single day. I have a master of science in finance. I know what fundamentally good companies look like. This is one. I mean, this is in a growth industry, in the cannabis industry. There's literally no reason to be short. I mean, this is such a risky position. That's why this makes me so upset. That's why this thing deserves to squeeze, because it just does. There's no reason to be short. There's literally no fundamental reason to be short this company. And this is also just more proof that fundamentals just don't matter whatsoever in the stock market. I didn't believe it when we were in a crazy bubble in 2021 and 2020. I was like, okay, fundamentals don't matter. And then when the bear market started happening, I'm like, okay, well, maybe stocks are coming back to their fundamental value. They were way overinflated. Well, now I'm just like, okay, well, fundamentals clearly don't matter, because these penny stocks, these growth companies, despite what their financial statements say, despite the revenue growth, despite how much money they make, they are just being algorithmically shorted using short exempts, using other vehicles, using the absolute most amount of manipulation at all-time lows. What seems to be happening to a lot of penny stocks, a lot of these companies that are in the microcap category, is that they actually do have good financials, good fundamentals, and bullish catalysts that should in fact bring up their share price. But short sellers have gotten to a point where, okay, no one is naturally selling anymore, so they have to use these other vehicles such as short exemptions to continue the grind down on these companies despite what their fundamentals are. I mean, it's simply just over leveraging of shorts at this point. And they straight up just don't have any way of getting out of their positions without causing an absolutely massive price spike. So they're deferring to just cheating and bending the rules using loopholes. Not as if they never did that before, but it just seems extreme at this point. I mean, this company has no warrants until $5 per share, no options, and they choose to short exempt 14% of the free float in a single day. So anyways, rant over. That's about it for the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. As always, drop a like on it if you guys did. Always remember the risks of investing, especially in these highly manipulated penny stocks. There is the good chance of a short squeeze, some type of bullish price action. But as you guys saw what happened on June 21st in this stock, it faced almost a 100% retracement. The manipulation is totally there in this stock. So you got to be quick. You got to be nimble. You got to be able to take those profits when you see fit, or else you might just get the market maker slam dunk on you. So be careful. Use risk management as always. If you want the updates on this stock, follow me on Twitter, join Hootmoney trade alerts, all of that jazz. And then before we go, I'd like to thank Moomoo one more time. If you wanted to get that free share of Lucid stock, you can do so by depositing $100 on their platform. The link's below in the description or pinned comments section to check that out. There's also the promotion where all you have to do is make a deposit on their platform, so you can even do 1 penny, and there's 5 free stocks valued up to $2,500 each. So that's up to potentially $12,500 in total value. You're probably not going to get $12,000. I mean, if you do, you're literally hitting the lottery, but it's still 5 free stocks, so it's worth checking out. But that's all I got for today's video. I'll be seeing you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.